Alrighty guys, welcome back to Riven's Guide to hopefully getting a high raid score and also a perfect example of what not to do when it comes to mods and showing off stuff. So, fortunately for myself, I'd done my Bad Batch raid on my main account before I remembered that I need to record these videos for guides for the purposes of this. So, Raven, my wonderful partner, has lent me one of their accounts, which does have the new Bad Batch at Relic 4. A couple of them higher, but yeah, all at least Relic 4. So this is on the Tier 3 difficulty. There are elements of this there I make a few mistakes, but generally like go over the mods. They are 5-dotted. A lot of these are gold, obviously giving some speed, which is good. But yeah, make them fast. Make him Hunter is great with potency. This hasn't got a lot on this set, but he's got 93 speed, so he runs a circle around a few people. Wrecker is a protection-based tank. Have protection on Wrecker as much as you can. Speed is great. Improvised weapon is a stacking mechanic. Gains a lot of tenacity, makes it hard for the team to stun. Here is mistake numero uno. I was like, oh, here are the mods. This is what they're doing. Crit damage, triangle, all this good stuff. I'm like, speed here. Speed is fine. Especially leave speed on if you don't have an accuracy offense error. Accuracy is better. From a fundamental perspective, accuracy is better on Crosshair because he starts hitting from an earlier threshold and his damage is much higher just off a base because of the way his mechanics work. So that was my thought process here: is get hopefully a super quick speed arrow. It hits to 18, so it's about average across the mods. And then I was like, haha, send it, because double down, always double down, let it ride. Never hit anything, and then quadruple down, right? You know, always throw more resources into it. Anyway, so that was a set of fails that is unlucky, and it's recorded and immortalized, and I'm going to upload it anyway because it gives a really good example of throwing the accuracy on, takes off an offense set, and despite not having that offense set, still managed to pull this off. Something that I will mention reasonably early on, and something to keep in mind when you're doing this run, is stealth mechanics are bugged at the moment, and not seeming to be working correctly. So specifically, Omega Second Special will decloaking it. It actually costs me the first run. With this, point of contention, some people are like, oh, target Crosshair's second special on himself because it reduces 3 stacks of Shaken. He started this with 19. By calling Hunter, Hunter's basic, when it's Omegas, it calls attacking allies to assist, dealing lower damage. Every time Crosshair shoots something, he's going to reduce a stack. So his ability reduces a stack. Hunter then calls him to assist, which shoots, so then he loses a stack. So you actually lose the same number of Shaken stacks regardless, but this brings you actual damage. So calling Hunter assist is generally a good idea. In some cases, both Batcher and Crosshair will be called to assist, so you'll get extra damage, which is great. Another mistake I make there is I throw the bomb while everybody has Retribution. I could have just used the disarm on Fox, it would probably killed him. Yeah, I just basically gave them 7 crits. But yeah, here is like a big highlight of the issue. I used Omega Second Special, Hunter decloaked, Taunt on Wrecker got dispelled, so then Wrecker cloaked, and then everything hits Hunter. He gets put into captive immediately. Almost the same thing happens in my second run. The only thing that comes in a little bit clutch is at 9 stacks of Shaken, Crosshair starts actually landing his attacks. But yeah, this is just not ideal. Being able to call Hunter to assist gives you just objectively more damage from a mathematical standpoint. You get more hits out of it. Beyond that, I'm also losing Marked. While he's captive, I think his unique turns off as well. So you're gaining no benefits from someone being in captive. He finally gets uncaptive. I got 5 stacks. I make a couple of other misclicks along here. The special is fine, but I reuse this, which does cloak him this time, which is great. Use this will hurt there, and then disarm here, and here's where with Batcher, with their Zeta, you can target stealth units. I should have just hit this trooper and hopefully killed them, which would have kept me not about to get hit 3 times. All the assist here. Yeah. Anyway, quick run. is what it is. Basic there probably would have been better as well, because it would have been sort of the same thing. But there's the execute, reset the run. If something gets executed, okay, look, it's the same strategy. It's the same strategy every time. It's always focus fox. The RNG comes into with the new Bad Batch team. The RNG is basically like how soon does Crosshair start landing his attacks. The earlier he does, the more consistent this is. But yeah, not using that second special and decloaking Hunter. I imagine we'll add quite a bit of depth, a bit to this. But yeah, Crosshair actually lands that attack there at 16 special, so there's the 3 instances of damage. I do use the special here, which decloaks Hunter. This is where I actually notice that it decloaked Hunter. It gets put straight into captive. I'm like, okay, that's that bug. I throw the bomb here. The only one with retribution is Fox. There's another like little bit of a benefit. Don't do that. Crosshair hits that attack, and with that finishes Fox with 12 on the set, which yeah puts it up to 17 when you use a special. Same process there. Now I'm going for Apo. But yeah, a couple of things. If you don't have a good accuracy arrow, don't worry about it. Use an offense set. It would have been better for me on the first one. Would have been better for me here. So there's a thing to live by. A second point to note: Omega's basic is dog water. Don't worry about it. Just heal someone. Yeah, it doesn't do any damage, and I don't know why I expected it to, but I did. And yeah, and that's the moment there. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to cloak because I don't want Hunter to be the focal point of a bunch of mass assists and go back into captive, and it to cause me all sorts of drama. Here, I probably could have killed him. I thought that I got greedy, and I thought the mark would just call the 2 assists and this would win. But it's also, by this point, if you get to here, you're going to win. If you've got 8 stacks in here, Mega no longer average and rage time reduced, and yeah, it's all but guaranteed. So does the same thing. This happens again. Points to note: using Batch's mark when it can get around cloak is good. I like using big hits on Disguised Clone Trooper when it's available. Noticing I'm on Batcher. Mark Disguised Clone Trooper. Now I can focus Disguised Trooper even though they are still stealthed. Little things like that, if you're on the higher tiers, will come in handy. It's just killing them off a little bit faster. But yeah, all of the RNG is that first initial wave. And yeah, not uncloaking Hunter probably go a great deal more in keeping everybody alive. I know in the super high tiers, Wrecker is known to just get killed outright, and then New Bad Batch still win anyway. Yeah, I would, if anybody is going to go down, you want it to be Wrecker. He's not adding a lot of damage. Yeah, it just becomes a matter of just make sure everything dies in a reasonably sort of quick way. Habitually, I will always click the thing that I want to kill, just in case, because I don't want to accidentally miss Batch's turn when I could potentially kill it. Always missile for stacks. But this is pretty much it. And then rescue. And Lord Vader, despite getting shot 16 times in the back of the head, canonically would apparently leave the new Bad Batch to fight another day because Anakin was known as a reasonable person. Anyway, thanks guys. Enjoy.